Well, how much do you know about Dr. Martin Luther King's impact here in Hampton Roads?
To commemorate 50 years since his passing last year, the Virginia General Assembly MLK Memorial Commission took a trip around the Commonwealth. Tonight, I want to show you some of the special history they compiled in the Tidewater region. Today, the many tributes to Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. are all around, retracing the times that he came to Hampton Roads between the 1950s and 60s was no easy task, but it was all to show his love of community and connection to a cause he knew was greater than himself. September 27, 1956, Dr. King graced the pulpit of the Memorial Chapel at what was then Hampton Institute to share the Montgomery story. Look at all the students clamoring around for a few minutes of King's time. He made stops at the First Baptist Church of Newport News on Wickham Avenue in 1958 and again in 1962, drawing huge crowds for a speech on facing the challenge of a new age, and then the Southern Christian Leadership Conference Fund for Freedom Drive. And just 2 days before that second appearance there, he was at the First Baptist Church of Williamsburg, where he delivered another powerful speech. That's the historic site on Scotland Street we've taken you to before, after they restored the Freedom Bell that fell silent 6 years before King arrived. He, of course, dedicated to letting freedom ring. Last year, I also introduced you to members of a family who had just recently found this picture of their mother with Dr. King in Suffolk's Peanut Park, where he came in 1963 to rally people to become registered voters and raise money for the upcoming March on Washington. So many stories we want to make sure are never forgotten, and each year there are fewer people who can tell them firsthand. But after Dr. King gave a rousing speech at City Arena in Norfolk in 1961, condemning the treatment of African Americans as second-class citizens, he made a second stop to the Mermaid City in 1966. And I had the privilege of speaking to Mrs. Marion Reed, whose family was a part of the reason why.
My husband was being installed as pastor of New Calvary Baptist Church in 1966.
Dr. King met her and her husband in Alabama during the bus boycott in the 50s. In 1966, the man who Reverend Milton Reed found himself jailed beside time and time again, pushing for change, came to preach his installation service here.
Dr. King talked a lot about love and loving your brother, you know, and the people of God. He was just such a person, you know. He wanted everybody to be able to touch somebody.
Her family, this region, and state certainly touched by the presence of this one life.
He was coming through different places of Virginia, and he was trying to get the message across that we should love more, you know, and not let hatred get the best of us.
Because in the words of a king, darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only light can do that. Hate cannot drive out hate. Only love can do that. Now, if you look right here, Williamsburg, Hampton, Norfolk, Suffolk, Newport News, all places that he visited. And in 2019, the Virginia General Assembly MLK Memorial Commission is going to be focused in Richmond. Their goal is to build a freedom and emancipation monument there by December. It's intended to commemorate the Emancipation Proclamation by showing those who fought for freedom both before and after slaves were free.